Today, we're going to be reading from Mark 14, 3 through 9. I'm going to be reading from the NIV. It says, while he was in Bethany, this is Jesus reclining at the table in the home of Simon the leper, a woman came with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume made of pure nard. She broke the jar and poured the perfume on his head. Now, some of those present were saying indignantly to one another, why this waste of perfume? It could have been sold for more than a year's wages and money given to the poor, and they rebuked her harshly. Leave her alone, said Jesus. Why are you bothering her? She has done a beautiful thing to me. The poor you will always have with you, and you can help them anytime you want, but you will not always have me. She did what she could. Oh, I love that. She did what she could. She poured perfume on my body beforehand to prepare for my burial. Truly, I tell you, wherever the gospel is preached throughout the world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her. It's Mark 14, 3 through 9. Now, in the Gospel of John, John recounts the same event. You can actually read it in John 12, 1 through 8. And he identifies this woman as Mary, sister to Martha and Lazarus. This is the same Mary that Jesus wept with, the same Mary whose brother Jesus raised from the dead, the same Mary who Jesus invited to sit at his feet as a disciple, the same Mary who Jesus called a friend. How do you express your gratitude to Jesus for all that he's done for you? How do you demonstrate your love and devotion to the one who has radically saved you and profoundly changed your life? For Mary, she did what she could. She never imagined that her act of worship would spark such disdain from Jesus's disciples, her spiritual brothers. She knew her gift was costly, but she never guessed it would be so controversial. She was simply looking for a way to convey just how much she loved Jesus and seized an opportunity to worship. Mary's act of worship reveals an unexpected reality. At times, costly and unrestrained worship is unsettling to others who follow Jesus. Often, instead of this type of sacrificial worship being celebrated and encouraged, it's judged and dismissed. Too extravagant. The money could have gone to better use. Too emotional. They're clearly just trying to get attention. Too expressive. Don't you know how to behave yourself in church? Too passionate. Oh, they must be a new believer. Oh, I love that Jesus came to Mary's defense. He gave context, purpose, and honor to her worship. And he's still coming to the defense of extravagant worshipers today. Our Lord is pleased by those who give greatly to demonstrate their gratitude for all he has done for them. Jesus is blessed by those who are willing to put themselves out there and be misjudged in order to bless him. So here's the question. Who are you most like in this story? Is your worship unrestrained? Is your expression of love and devotion to Jesus both costly and personal? Or are you a bit more like the disciples in this story than you'd care to admit? I've been there. Are you prone to criticize how others demonstrate their devotion to Jesus? Yeah, I've been there. Are you more concerned with how others will view you? Are there far more important uses of your time and resources than expensive worship? Today, friend, Jesus wants your costly worship. He wants your heart. Let your praise, thanksgiving, and adoration of Jesus push you outside of your comfort zone and beyond your inhibitions. Give what will cost you something. Don't worry about what others will say or think. Like Mary, simply do what you can to worship the one deserving of all the worship you and I could ever give.